YouTube channel. It's been a little minute. I have been very busy recently and haven't been able to make any YouTube videos, and yeah, finally I have a week off work and I'm able to sit down and make a little project, so I'm going to try and smash one out with this week. I'm up in the forest and there's lots of old gnarly trees around, so I'm going to try and make a gnarly old hollowed out tree that your D&D party might rest in overnight whenever they stop for a long rest. So as you can see, I'm using tin foil and cardboard just to get the main structure, with some super glue just to stick it together. And this video is just going to be super chilled out. I'm not trying to make any complicated content here. Let's just have some fun. And it's the next day. It's a beautiful day. This is what I managed to get done last night. Starting to look somewhat like a tree ish, but the best thing about being in holiday up here is that during the day I can do a bit of crafting because I get a bit of free childcare.
So if you cut the leaves off, I'll lose them. I have to get the roots out. If you just cut the leaves off, they'll grow again.
Having fun with Granny?
Always, I love weeding.
Weeding the garden. And while they're up to that, we'll get back to finishing this off. A few more roots at the back. Then we'll have to start adding some clay.
But I want to watch TV.
No, we're not watching TV. I'll come and play. You want to go and look for newts or something in the pond?
But can we do it now?
Yeah, can I just glue this one last piece? Oh well, out of super glue. Let's go catch some newts instead. There you go, so you've got 2 boys and 2 girls now.
Yeah, 2 boys, 2 girls.
You're being so gentle with them, well done. Let's see. Hello, little newt guys. So, challenging myself to get this done inside a week was probably a bad idea. It's probably not going to happen inside a week, so I've just given myself another project to complete. But we are now ready to move on to adding some branches, and then I think we're ready to add the clay. Using Super Sculpey. So I'm going to do the whole inside of the tree trunk first. You can't see that very well on the camera anyway, and then I'll come back and I'll start to do the outside of the tree trunk. There we go, the whole inside of the tree has been done with clay, and I'll start to make some wood-like texture with my tools. Quick side note here for anyone who hasn't used polymer clay before, you really don't want any air gaps underneath the clay, so use your tools to really smooth it into the nooks and crannies of the tin foil. Thankfully, whenever the tin foil is all crunched up, it's got all of these little gaps that you can squeeze the clay into and it'll hold on really tight. I'm probably not going to finish this before the end of the holiday. At the minute it's still looking a bit, not so sure, meh, but I'm hoping that we'll get there. The rest of this might be done back in London. Okay, sadly all good things must come to an end, and I am back in London from our family holiday in the forest, which was super nice. I completely failed on my mission to complete this project in a week and get a video out, but I'm nearly there with it. I've got the whole tree covered in polymer clay and I'm ready to start adding texture. Whenever I was in the forest, I saw some really cool old trees. Finally, this is the kind of tree that I've been keeping my eye out for. All of this gnarly old moss at the bottom. And the big rotted out hollow tree look. But my tree would be big enough to camp a whole D&D party in, or have a giant live inside. This is the kind of look that I'm going for with my tree. With all of that old, dead, gnarly wood, you've got different textures where the bark is peeled away, and you also have the old bark on the outside, and then of course loads and loads of moss in around the bottom. Also, in one of the dead trees I found this old burl, which is like a knot that grows on the side of the tree, and it's got an awesome texture. I just thought that was really, really cool. It's a bit of a reference for me as I'm working on this. And also I have a nice big sheet of old bark, and this is the kind of texture I'm going to go for the barky areas of the tree. So I've got all of these channels and lines, but then I have this kind of bumpy texture to go for as well. So it's a little bit complicated because I'm going to have to sculpt that all in by hand, but I do have an idea for the bumpy texture. Hopefully it works. So I did a few experiments beforehand just to get the different textures in the clay. Obviously you've got the lines drawn in with the cling film so you don't get fingerprints in it. But then I experimented with the jumper that I was wearing. I kind of put it over the top of my finger like this, and then I pressed it into the clay like so. And it actually gives a pretty awesome texture that looks a lot like bark. So obviously you guys don't have this specific jumper, but you can try out with different kind of pieces of material or whatever to press into the clay and see what sort of textures you get. I'm really liking this one though. I'm still using the cling film though to hold my tree in place so I don't get fingerprints in it.
This bit looks like poo.
It does. It's bark. It doesn't look like poo. Thanks anyway. Right, I'm gonna do some white highlights now. It doesn't look like poo anymore, does it?
It does. It's still, it's white poo. It looks like white poo.
White poo? And we're on to the paint job. For this, I'm going to leave the colors that I'm using clearly on screen so you guys can see what I'm doing. Most of the colors that I'm using are from Army Painter with some washes from Citadel. But as you can tell with this video, I've taken things a little easier. I just wanted to make a project to get back into the swing of things and keep some content rolling on the channel and let people know that I am still alive and kicking. As some of you already know, my real job has been keeping me extremely busy over the last few months, but rest assured I'm still working on some pretty cool projects behind the scenes. I'll probably be releasing a few simpler projects like this cool hollow tree over the next few months to keep things rolling, as I am working on my big main passion project, which is well underway by the way. If you're interested in that, you can get some sneak peeks over on my Patreon channel. But yeah, I'm not going anywhere, very much trying to keep the channel going around work and family life, with the hope that I will be able to get back into a more solid rhythm over the next few months as things get less busy at work. Just want to give a huge shout out and thanks to my Patreon members who have continued to support me over the last few months, even though things have been a little quieter. I should be much more active in September with summer holidays concluded, so I'm really looking forward to getting some hobby hangouts rolling in the autumn over on Discord. My Discord server is open and free to the whole community, so if you're interested in joining, please let me know in the comments below and I will drop you a link. And there we go, a giant hollow tree fit for any D&D party to take a long rest. With these final shots, I thought I'd let you guys know I am starting up a new YouTube channel for some of my work stuff, so if you're interested in taking a look, I will leave a link below to my first video. And finishing up with the real star of the show, Biscuit, my awesome loyal cat. Hope you guys enjoyed the video and hopefully I'll see you next time. Cheers, bye.